Okay, you all, real quick live stream. Real quick live stream. This is late night. I pause in the middle of watching Acrimony. You know Acrimony by Taraji P. Henson, written by Tyler Perry. To make this breaking news, the Queen Elizabeth, it won't be the same one I released earlier by my silver dealer. But tomorrow, at any time, I don't know what time, I was not provided what time, but at any time, the Queen Elizabeth Silver, a second round, will be released. The first time, right? The first time it was released, it was sold out in 1 hour. So this is in our private group. I'm just telling you, if you're not a member, if you're not a wealth ambassador, you will not be able to get in on this. And people, this is a wealth transfer. I'm also going to talk about some issues with people getting cash or money out of banks right now. So breaking news, a lot of people were bummed that they sold out of the Queen Elizabeth II commemorative a couple of weeks ago. And actually was sold out in one under 1 hour, right? So I'm giving you all a 24-hour notice, right? I don't know when this. I'm going to be checking my email tomorrow. I'm going to be on top of it. I don't know when this is going to be released tomorrow, but we just got news that the heads up. This was released in our private Facebook group. I'm sharing the information with you publicly that we have another Queen Elizabeth II coin that just arrived and will be available in the shop tomorrow with Quicksilver. It's not the same as the item before, but it is expected to sell out. So if you are already a customer in Quicksilver and are a wealth ambassador, the difference between a customer and a wealth ambassador is that a wealth ambassador position themselves to earn residual income. Then I highly suggest that you look out for your emails. You will be emailed if you're a customer or a wealth ambassador as well. And it's probably no need for me to do a live stream. Whenever I receive the email again, I'm try to be on top of it tomorrow. But it really won't be a need for me to do a live stream because I'm pretty sure less than an hour is going to be sold out, just like the other Queen Elizabeth II silver. Why this is big? Because as Putin has threatened war against the Ukraine, the silver is increasing. The Queen Elizabeth II coins, collection of coins, the value of those are increasing. Any coins that has the Queen's portrait. And also, if you study or follow me with Bible numerology, you know that everything works in cycles. So 70 years and 7 months reign for the Queen gives us the 777 double 77 code, and which means that these coins are going to be more valuable. Anything with her money or anything on it. So you can take it for what it is. You can, and not invest in it. But I'm just giving you a heads up. I've taken our time on my Saturday night. I almost forgot what night of the week it was to let you know, to give you the heads up to go to Queen of Coin Silver, become a customer or a wealth ambassador. So you can get this rare collection from Queen Elizabeth that's going to probably 5x or 10x in value. Now, other things, that's it for that, right? Other things is the hurricane Ian strength in the Caribbean that's approaching. People, I've been telling you all that this is the Shemitah ends on September 26th. This weekend from the 24th to the 27th is Rosh Hashanah. And what that means is that the economy goes in cycles. 7 years of prosperity, all the pumping of the stock market. All of this when Trump was in office, and now we are scheduled for the downturn, the 7 years of famine, or famine, because there's going to be a food shortage, a supply chain. I told you all that all was needed pretty much was, just the perfect storm in which a hurricane comes, and causes the prices of gas prices to increase. Now we have hurricane, what is his name? Ian will move over the Caribbean. So many people in Florida, Atlanta, Georgia area are prepping for that, moving all the way to the New York area. And water temperatures, Caribbeans is in the mid 80s, which is plenty of fuel for this system, right? Most people, some people, I won't say most, believe in HARP, that the perfect storm is created, right, in order to bring the agenda in. And so this is in and moving along the towards of the Florida Panhandle, around Central Florida, and Hurricane Hunter. So we are in hurricane season, with President Biden selling much of the United States oil supply to China. All you needed was this hurricane season to, you know, increased gas price. I told you all going to the fall and going to the winter, we were going to see increased gas prices, whether this was orchestrated or not. Now, another thing I want to share with you, banks, many people are emailing me, sending me information, also other YouTubers as well, that banks right now is making it difficult for their customers to withdraw funds, asking them questions about why will the money be used. Some people said, look, I'm not having a problem out of my banks, but I'm having issues with my money being in ATM. So you know that these monetary and these bank runs happen when people begin to distrust the banking system, and their banks will run out of money. That's why converting your cash into sound money, right, as Hurricane Tropical Storm Ian is predicted maybe can develop into a category 4. So putting your cash into assets that's going to be recession proof, right? I'm going to get that from him 500. Not all of your cash, not all of it. I won't say all of it. You want some cash on hand. There will be a time, I think, that cash will be king again. But I always believe that cash flow is queen, because cash flow comes from assets. And you always want to have assets that's going to produce your cash flow. But the Fed has already warned us, or the AKA government, and the Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said this Wednesday it will be impossible for the central banks to beat inflation. They're telling you that. So they said it's impossible for central banks to beat inflation without hundreds of thousands of Americans losing jobs. And I have been given this message of the Shemitah year, Rosh Hashanah, the biblical predictions for 2 years. I have actually been ahead of my time in doing this. And, you know, if you can't tell by my voice and my demeanor, I'm tired, right? I'm looking forward to kind of getting off the grid. I looked into purchasing a chainsaw today, for the ability to cut wood on my own or with my family. I have family members. The good thing about it, we have acres of land. We just need the tools and equipment, right? And so to have wood burning, I don't know if you all are aware of this, but there's an energy crisis. I may pull that article up. The Fed expects the unemployment rate to rise 4.4% this year, from 3.7% in August, right? So they pretty much warning you that the only way we can do this is to make sure that hundreds of thousands of Americans lose their job. That's what the Fed do, right? They give you pay raises, then they take away the jobs away from you. Um, they create the problem, wait for a reaction, then say, hey, we have a solution. On Facebook says, my bank gave me a credit card. Wow. Right? Those are scary times. And, this is why I'm very calm. I'm very relaxed, right? Because I know I have done over and beyond my purpose of informing people. I have done everything that I can do. And at this point, if I have to encourage you to invest in silver, if I have to encourage you to increase your cash flow to get a better credit scores, um, then unfortunately, you just don't know where this economy is headed, and just react to it. Don't prepare for it; just react to it is all I can say. Los Angeles Homeless Security Authority says its homeless count is increasing, right? I've heard stories of people that have luxury vehicles like BMWs and Mercedes in Los Angeles that's living out of their vehicles. They're parking these luxury vehicles to a tent. They're homeless. They can afford the vehicle note for some reason, but they cannot afford the house note. This is going on. And just energy crisis. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna put it up real quick. But I feel really, really good about what I've tried to do on my channel, the people I've tried to reach, the people I've broken down, given hours of teaching and training to prepare the mindset shift that I you know, have tried to prepare people. And you just do what you can do, because there's people that are unfortunately accustomed to having conversations about what's going on. They see that the storm is brewing, but they are doing absolutely nothing to change or to prepare. Some people just like to talk about negativeness and don't do anything to prepare for it. Um, Also, you really don't understand how bad this could get in Europe this year. An energy crisis, which hasn't been seen in decades, is unfolding. And people, what I want you to understand is around the world. All of this is being unfold this weekend, right? As the scheduled time that I've been telling you all that it would happen. And so, you know, this is really not one of the times that I'm even going to take pride and say, hey, I told you so. This is the situations where I would love to be wrong, but it works in cycle. The economy works in cycle. It works like clockwork. But this one is not going to be like 2008. It's going to be worse. It's going to include student loan debt. It's going to include a total revamping of our monetary system as we know it, from physical cash to central banks, digital currency, and gold and silver is going to be used. Or going to be used to reset the currency system. People, we're talking about prophetic, even from Nikola Tesla, right? Even from Nikola Tesla, who died, I think, in 1943, was born in 1800s, right? Nikola Tesla said it this way: all peoples everywhere, everywhere should have free energy sources. And this is just where we're going. This is where we're headed. Some people like to talk about what's going on, but they don't really want to prepare. So this is the quote that I could pull up. All people everywhere should have free energy sources. Electric power is everywhere present in unlimited, unlimited quantities. and can drive the world's machinery without the need for coal, oil, or gas. This is where we're headed, without the need for coal, oil, and gas. People, you even have cryptocurrency that's talking about, um, environmentally free mining of crypto. So Queen Elizabeth coins represent a wealth transfer, a transfer from an old economic system as 1971. President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard, and then the dollar was backed by petrol or backed by oil, another commodity. But now the United States dollar is not backed by anything. They're just printing at free will. And when a commodity is not backing a currency, it in essence has to go away. It in essence has to eventually dissolve because it loses so much of its purchasing power. Because it's all about supply and demand. The more that's printed, the government, you all, PPP loans, stimulus, they've just been giving it away. And this is why. And in doing so, this causes inflation. So this is why. And you all drop a comment. Let me know if you have any problems of withdrawing money at the bank or there hasn't been any problems for you. But I'm going to let you all listen in on this YouTuber and YouTube channel that's also forewarning people about pulling their money out the banks and the issues that the banks are causing with people that's attempting to do that or seeing ATMs right now that does not have cash in them. So drop a comments. Let me know any change that you see or that you are aware of in your banking system in the comment section.
Happened before, and honestly, it's one of those things that I can't believe actually happened to me. Today, there was a time where I was away from my phone. So it was probably about 2 hours that I was away from my phone. I come back and I had a missed call and a voicemail. So I checked the missed call, or I checked the voicemail, and the voicemail said it was my bank. It said it was Bank of America, and they were trying to reach me to verify that my last visit was satisfactory to the branch. So I didn't really think anything of it, but at the same time, it's like, this is odd. They've never done that before. But regardless, I got a phone call just as I was finishing listening to the voicemail, and the number was like a 1-888 or 1-866 or something like that. And it triggered because I was like, wait, this number looks familiar. Well, it's because I had just seen it from the missed call. So I pick it up, and sure enough, it was Bank of America. And they said that they were just, wanted to let me know it was a recorded line, and for verification purposes that, they needed to ask me a few questions. I'm like, this is kind of strange because you're calling me. I didn't call you. You're calling me, asking me for personal information. So, I kind of gave them a hard time, and, I asked them some things just to see if it was really Bank of America. And the information that they had that they could share, I was like, okay, I'll play along. They said, well, we need your the last four of your social. I said, no, can't give it to you. I'm like, well, why are you calling me? Well, we just want to make sure that your last visit was satisfactory. We want to ask you a few questions and just make sure that you're still satisfied with the customer service at Bank of America, which is a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that in another video. But I said, I'm not giving my social, any of that. And they said, well, how about the last four of your card? I'm like, nah. So they said, okay, well, we can verify based on transactions. I'm like, what? They were like, well, we can just ask you questions about your most recent transactions, and we can verify it's you based on that. I was like, I'm intrigued. You had my attention. Now, what you got? So they asked me a few easy questions, and I was like, yeah, no, basically yes or no questions. Did you make this transaction? Is this done? Okay, we're good. Then it was verified. But ironically, this is where it took a real strange twist. And they said, so um what were you doing? And it was like, what? Like they were prying into asking me what the transactions were for. I don't know if this was one of those like when you learn a new language. When you probably don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know any other language besides English that I speak fluently. But I feel like when you learn a new language, there are like phrases and idioms and just slang, small talk, icebreakers in different cultures and different languages. And I'm just wondering if maybe this was one of those disconnects because the person I was speaking with seemingly English was not their first language. Just put it at that like that. Pretty hard to understand and pretty thick accent based on where they were from. And maybe it's just one of those things that gets lost in translation. You can't teach someone how to have chit chat. They have to be immersed. They have to just live it and feel it and do it. Because, like, I know in certain languages and certain countries and certain cultures, they have different phrases and
So that's that testimony. What's up, Dead Game Boxing? Said I attempted to withdraw today from another bank, ATM Chase. Yeah, it's mainly Chase and Bank of America, and ATMs do not have the money. When people are saying, for example, no problems, no problems. Most people are, and I'm not trying to put you all on the spot, but I'm talking about that thousands of withdrawal. I'm not talking about going to the bank trying to get $100 out. These people that are having issues getting money out the bank are attempting to get thousands out at a time. Larger amounts, not $50, not $100. So before you say none here, I want you to know what I'm referencing to. I'm not talking about $100 out from the ATM. I'm not talking about going to your bank and get $200 out. I'm talking about people that's trying to get thousands out at one time, and they are getting harassed, right, by banks. I have to make things crystal clear. People that have thousands in the bank trying to get it out. Yeah, big money. I'm not talking about $20 bill, $50, $100 here. So before too many people come in, oh, not me, not that. Some people haven't even tried to. Right, that's what I thought. You haven't gone to the bank, but you just said none, no problems. Right. And so now you're saying I haven't been to the bank in a bit. So, people, some people like just be honest. And I'm not saying you was trying to be dishonest, but don't come in that you're not having problems pulling money out the bank. You haven't been to the bank. You haven't tried, and you're not pulling out thousands because it's too many of the same similar stories. And why I'm saying is because most people want to create their own illusion that, hey, nah, it's not gonna get that bad. Or they want to, the thing about, for example, Think and Grow Rich. For example, if you have a flat tire, and you're just thinking, I have my tire is going to get fixed. Somebody's going to come fix it. At some point, you're going to have to take some action steps and either go fix that flat tire yourself, or you're going to have to buy a new tire. The thinking part only goes so far. That's why Luke 6:38 gives you a three-tier level of manifesting. First, you ask, and at sometimes the asking part on a smaller level, your request will be granted. When I first started reading the Bible, for example, I would just flip the Bible open. And it's like the scripture I needed would be open right to that scripture. And then after a while of development, just like transitioning from a child to a teenager, then to a young adult, and then into adulthood, the 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 action steps require more effort. And people want to, a lot of people want to do wishful thinking, or live out for religion, right? Live out for religion, because religion gives most people the mindset that there's no action or work required on their part, right? James Brown says, open the door, I get it myself. And I'm saying this, that's a great, Allison, because some people are not taking it serious at all. They are not taking it serious at all. They're not investing, taking their currency, cash, and putting in real assets. Home values. This is the number. You have followed me for any amount of time. You know I'm an 11:11 woman. And my foundation scripture from that is Deuteronomy 1:11. May the Lord thy God, the God of our ancestors, bless us, bless you 1,000 times more. 11 is, as in Genesis 11, means chaos and confusion. And 9:11 means to destroy and destruct, but it also represents a wealth transfer simultaneously at the same time, right? Underneath the Twin Towers were millions of dollars of physical gold and silver. So we're seeing a lot of 11 in a lot of things. In 2011, silver was at its all-time high of $50 an ounce. So some cities sees a decline in housing. You're going to see a lot of people upside down in their mortgages, as home values in August saw their largest decline since 2011. Right, this is according to Zillow. And home price appreciation has slowed down since the peak in April. Again, the hurricane is coming. I'm not saying that this is going to be the hurricane that's going to push gas prices up, but I knew that through HARP and HARP control, that we were going to eventually see some type of way that they was going to manipulate gas prices and push them back up again going into the fall and winter. And again, we are in a energy crisis, not just in California, but also in Europe. Red Star 7311, the religion is the um, opposite of the masses. And this is the thing, like that was a very simple question. And I didn't specify whether it was thousands or hundreds. But this is what I'm talking about. Is people said, "Oh, no problems here, get money out," and this is my good friend. He's converting cash into silver, no problem with that. But then they come right back and say, "I haven't gone to the bank in a bit." Right? That's been in a state of delusion. I think that you would say, "Oh, I'm not having any problems getting cash out," but you haven't even tried to get it out. Go try. I went last year and got a lot last year and got thousands out. I've since converted that into no. I take it back. It was not 2021, it was 2020. I went and got under 10,000 out. It was at 9,000. I converted that into my real estate investment, right? And they asked me, this was in 2020. They asked me, "Oh, where do you work at? How long you been working there?" And they just had a basic white sheet of paper, right? No type of formatted paper, no type of formatted, questionnaire. And finally, I'm like, "Where do you work at? How long you been working there?" I gave them my ID, my driver's license, identification. I said, "Wait a minute. You already asked me all these questions when I was depositing this money in the bank. And then the teller went on to say, well, why are you withdrawing? And I went on to tell her, because everyone that works in the bank do not know about money, or they don't understand money. They don't understand that gold and silver is real money. This is just printed monopoly paper, and because it's printed without a commodity backing it, it's designed to depreciate in value, right? And so I went on to tell her, I said, and again, maybe this was way before my time, but this was in 2020. And I said, look, you all are going to start getting a lot of more bank runs. People are not going to trust the banking system. Um, this money is going to depreciate more. The government is giving out too much free money, which is going to cause inflation. And people are going to have a distrust. They're going to think that the banks are going to run out of money. And you're going to see more large withdrawals. And this is what's happening 2 years later. Now, the Fed has already warned that it's going to take hundreds of thousands of layoffs to um, try to tame this economy. So GM tells corporate workers to return to the office 3 days a week. GM is laying off. This is why I've been telling people to get your cash flow up to maximize the money that you're getting paid right now from any job out of your paycheck. My, CPAs and professional accountants are helping people. Someone today that joined me in this, $714 more out of their paycheck every pay period. So I'm showing people how to qualify for an instant pay raise every month, starting with their very next paycheck. And so these certified CPAs, or the CPA says that they could get 70% of people with a job more of these instant pay raise. So you want to text that number, text cash flow 254-788-1144 to see if you qualify, right? And pay taxes like the rich pay taxes. Do not overlook the government adding 87,000 IRS agents who are trained to carry weapons, concealed weapons. Don't overlook that into 2023. Also, as I've been informing you all about Shemitah ending, when the Shemitah year ends, it started September the 7th, 2021. It means a new cycle is beginning, and that the last dramatic thing that happened when the Shemitah ended is 9/11, where the stock market and the housing market crashed at the same time. Hello, Mr. Roger, we said we're staying awake as long as we can to see when that email will come out with the Queen Elizabeth II. Whether you love her, you like her, or you hate her, anything printed silver with her portrait on it is going to 5x or 10x your return, right? Also, bonds right now in the midst of the worst crash since 1949, and it could unravel some of the market's most crowded trade. This is what Bank of America is stating. And the last thing, because again, I was watching Tyler Perry acrimony. Tyler Perry acrimony. I'm gonna get back to that. You could see silver, according to Wall Street Silver. This post just made 16 hours ago. And you see Queen Elizabeth on here, right? Some people hate her. But her silver, and this is the Wizard of Oz, right? The Tin Man. Jerome Powell and the Wizard of Oz is the man behind the curtain. This is all, look, this is the storm. We're talking about the hurricane coming through Central Florida. Increased gas prices, the storm that took Dorothy away. See, the dog, all of this, right? The subliminal messages and the gold streaks in the Wizard of Oz. I've had videos, I did live streams. They're probably like a year old now about the Wizard of Oz, Silver and gold is measured in ounces, right? Oz or Z, and follow the money. You could see silver go from 17 to $100 in 2 weeks. This was released 16 hours today in the Kitco interview. But again, you don't have the cash flow to invest. You can text cash flow, right? If you don't believe that you can get a higher return on your investment, then do nothing. Mike, I went by the title Crypto Queen. Again, GM is going to 3 days work week, 3 days work week. So I embrace my crypto people. Don't think I've left you all, or I'm not on the crypto bandwagon. I'm very much so. But this is the thing. I tell people, if you're going to invest in cryptocurrency, you need to have the cash flow to withhold the dips and the storms that's going to come. A great investment, very cheap right now, very inexpensive, but the dips will come. I did a live stream earlier today. We had Dogecoin in the green at that time. Shiba Inu is still somewhat. Ethereum just 2 weeks ago was at 1,600. Bitcoin was at 69,000. Now it's at 19. I believe in buying. Look, Doge is taking a big dip. I believe in buying when it's boring and when it's in the red, when it's blood in the street. But because some people don't have the positive cash flow that they need to withhold these runs, they will cash out and they will lose when they do that because they have a fear of missing out. And they will lose when they do that, and they will miss the opportunity of the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. And that's because they are not really investing. It's their mindset is more of a gambler's mindset. Like, if it doesn't flip in 2-3 weeks, I'm just going to cash out and take my losses because I'm struggling financially. Now, I love XRP. I love XLM. And, there's many YouTubers said buy the dip and hodl. I believe in Hedera hash graph as well. It's at the 66 percent, 0.66. 66 is not an evil number. But this is the thing. In order for people to hodl, you got to have the cash flow. You have to be able to afford, as New Edition says, can you stand the rain? You have to sustain during the dips. And if you are investing from one source of income stream in which you're already living paycheck to paycheck, or you don't have an excess of cash reserves already built up, hodling sounds good in theory, but most people, because of their financial situations or lack of financial education, they can't do it, right? Melanie says, hey, Queen, some people would rather hold on their physical money instead of investing it. And some people are not trying to, they're not trying to prepare. But this is the thing, Melanie. 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So a lot of it, and 1 out of 4 Americans before this pandemic ever came about had less than $400 in their account to even invest with. So most people, I think it's like over 80% of Americans who earn the average income is like $52,000 a year. Like, at that point, you really don't even have investing income when you calculate inflation and gas and grocery prices rising. So they're not really holding on to their cash, Melanie. They are operating out of fear. It's like Matthew 25 in the Bible, the parable of the talents. The man that took and hid his money in the ground. And biblically, are saying that in 2022 language, people that's taking their money out of banks and putting it in safe and putting it under mattress, they're pretty much digging a hole and putting their money in the ground. And when it comes time to reap the rewards of understanding how to multiply money, The master, or we can translate that into Lord. Lord means that whoever is supervisor over your life, whoever your boss is, whoever you're earning your income, when they return, they say, the master said in Matthew 25:30, listen, you could at least put my money in the bank and earn interest on it. So the people that hold on to that physical cash and don't invest it, according to Matthew 25, the little that they have will be taken away. Now, I know religion teaches you. That that's unethical, that's not fair. You don't have, so people should have pity on you and you should give. But according to the Bible, that's not what the Bible teaches. In fact, the man by the pool of Bethesda, when Jesus came on the scene, that had an excuse, even though everyone surrounded by him had an illness or ailment, and they were trying to help themselves. He said, listen, these people will not help me in the pool. So when the angel comes, I'm not in the pool to get my healing. Now, if you read that Bible analogy or that Bible story, it tells you that the pool of Bethesda was surrounded by people that had ailments and illness. So how can you help the sick if you're one of them? Or how can you help the poor if you're one of them? But this man still had excuses, no action, but excuses. And Jesus, a law, a principle was taught in that the person that does not take action will not receive the blessing. So Jesus said, listen, you got to take action. I'm not going to lay hands on you like you see in some churches and religious institutions. I'm not going to tell you to pray. I'm going to tell you to get up and take action. Too many people sit back, wait, twiddle their fingers and thumbs, and then wait until they're at a point of desperation. And they use prayer, or they try to, because that's not the purpose of prayer. The purpose of prayer is to have a relationship and a worship with the Father, with the Creator, right? But most people use, and biblically, that's not the purpose of prayer. Someone says, I'm trying to learn. I'm going to say this like they would say, I think, because I'm not a Trekkie fan. I never watched, you know, Star Trek or whatever they call it. What do they call it? But what is, let me Google it to make sure. Don't try, do. Who says that? Don't try, but do. I think that's, is that Star Trek? That's, who is that that say that? No, try not, do, or do not. There is no try. Star Wars. Okay, I just Googled it. I got it right. Right. Take the mindset of Star Wars. I'm trying to learn. No, no, no. There's no try. There's no try in this. Right? You do or you do not do. Thank you. Red. Yeah, there is no try. Either you do something or you don't. There's no middle ground. Yoda, that's who it is. That, there's no middle ground. There's no middle ground, people. I'm trying. No, you're not. No, no, no. There's no, no, no. And this reset, either you're doing or you're not. Yoda, thank you so much. Red Star, Star Wars, thank you. I haven't watched Star Wars, but a lot of my people collect Star Wars from the silver. So, but yeah, there is no try. There's no try. Do or do not, but there is no try. Mike says XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, all under $1. People need to realize quickly that everything is moving to black. Oh my God, don't they? Quickly. Yeah, there's no trying, Mike. Time is running out. I'm trying to learn. No, you're not. It's too much free YouTube information. Yeah, and when people get universal basic income, that money that comes from the government, you're not even going to be able to invest in gold or silver or cryptocurrency. And believe you me, I don't know if you can see the tiredness in my eyes. I'm not trying to convince anybody anymore. The Bible says, as for me and my household, I have a daughter. I have a birthday on Monday. As for me and my household, I'm prepared. Please don't think I'm trying to convince you to better yourself and invest, right? Because the Shemitah ends on my birthday, and I'm the double 44. 4 represents the north, east, west, and south. The news, it gives you the directions of changes in the earth realm from the spiritual realm, right? By the fourth day, light was created, land, liquid, right? Oceans, water, and life, vegetarian fruit for people to eat. So is a representation of the direction of what will happen in the earth realm, as we have exactly 41 people on the live stream with 4 likes. Thank you, Jeff Johnson, Sonia Tillman. I can't say it. Alazi, and another person for the likes on Facebook. But I promise you, I'm not sure. Somebody said, the U.S. Mint is not selling silver. They're just trying to trick people into investing in silver. That's your mindset, then don't do it. Don't invest in it. You think somebody's trying to convince you to invest in an asset that's going to be used for the reset, because silver is used in most electrical components. If you think I'm live streaming twice a day to try to convince you to invest, right? Then don't do it. It's not for you, and that's cool. Just hope, just hope that I and other YouTubers about this economy, about what's happening, was just absolutely wrong. Faith without works is dead. One thing about me, I don't sell the truth. I sell strategies. I don't sell the truth. I sell you strategies. According to Proverbs 23 and 23, is that people should invest in the truth and never sell it. And it says to get wisdom, discipline, and good judgment. Get wisdom, discipline, and good judgment. I don't sell the truth. I tell the truth. Why? Because the truth is the only thing that will set you free. Invest in truth. I invest a whole lot of my time. King James says, by the truth, to come before you, right? And this is, see, I talked about the double 44. Wisdom is supreme, so acquire wisdom out of these Proverbs 4. A fool, why should the fool have money in his hand with no intention of buying wisdom? Proverbs 17 and 16. No intention of, why should a fool have money? That's why the Bible states that a fool and his money will soon depart. So the three things, the Trinity, that this scripture, Proverbs 23 and 23, says, get wisdom and instruction and understanding. Buy the truth. Invest in the truth. I don't sell the truth. I tell it, but I do invest in the truth. I love Matthew, you out for my birthday, 9/26. Since I'm gonna be 44, I'm sharing my age. Let's go. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field. When a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had. All of Matthew 13 is talking about investing low and selling high. I told people about cryptocurrency, about silver, which is inexpensive right now, under $30 when it includes your shipping and handling, right? Is the most undervalued asset and commodity in the world. The ancient Egyptians valued silver over gold. and to get an opportunity again to invest in silver with the Queen's portrait on it, while it is still found, right, is a big thing. Gail, congratulations, says she became a member of Quicksilver. Gail, look for your email. Again, I said earlier, the last Queen, Elizabeth II, silver addition to her, which is, we can look at the platinum silver jubilee of the 70 year that she celebrated. It sold out in an hour. And the corporate announced it. And usually only the wealth ambassadors get this information. That's why it is imperative to be a wealth ambassador. People that's only a one-time investment on 159. You also get the opportunity to get additional income for buying silver, things you cannot get at SD Bullion or any online dealer. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went and sold everything he had and bought it. When you understand certain cryptocurrencies are cheap right now, when you understand that silver is the most undervalued asset, commodity in the world, you would do what you got to do to invest. I tell people all the time, for example, why are you saying that you are building wealth God's way and you don't even have God's money? The Bible tells us in Genesis that Abraham was very rich, not just rich, but very rich in silver, gold, livestock, and land. You and your wife are completely tuned to this live. About to invest in this app called Stash. Kind of feels like gambling. What I know about Stash, and congratulations to you and your wife being unified, Soapbox Willie, is that Stash is just an app that frees you up of extra money. It'll round up, for example, on the money that you spend so that you can subconsciously have money without thinking about it to invest. So we are investing in your spare chain, what you just said, in stocks. What's the difference from stocks from cryptocurrency? To me, stocks is a slow game. That it gets slower percentages. Cryptocurrency, the right ones, the blue chip cryptocurrencies, although it's more volatile, right? Silver is more stable. It's safer for some people. Some people just like tangibly to invest in their assets. But cryptocurrency, which I think stocks and crypto is going to have a bloodbath um, for the rest of this year. I do. But blue chip, what I mean by blue chip, good questions, is the top cryptocurrencies that actually have use cases that are not just pump and dump meme coins, things that have no utility, no uses, and that's going to be used and definitely in this currency system reset, like Bitcoin. But most poor, I can't, working class and middle class can't afford one Bitcoin at $19,000. But you have other cryptocurrencies that have great use cases that's actually going to be used in this reset, right? There's about, I think, over 16, 17,000 cryptocurrencies, and government regulations has started for cryptocurrency, and only about, I think, 1% of those are going after government regulations. Laws are passed. It's Biden in the spring of this year signed an executive order to bring regulations. A lot of these cryptocurrencies will go away. So cryptocurrencies are very inexpensive right now, although very volatile. Just like silver is very inexpensive. So you can get some cryptocurrencies and silver for pennies on the dollar. So for some of you all that's coming in a little later, breaking news, sold out of Queen Elizabeth II commemorative a couple of weeks ago, and actually under 1 hour. So this usually only the wealth ambassadors in Quicksilver get this announcement. So I'm sharing this with you, whether you're a customer or not. This is one of the perks of being a wealth ambassador, besides getting additional income, right? So I want to give everyone a heads up. This was released today from administration. Then another Queen Elizabeth II coin just arrived and will be available in the Quicksilver shop tomorrow. If you are a customer, I don't know if you're going to receive the email, but I know the wealth ambassadors will. It is not the same item as before, but I do expect this one to sell out too. So, maybe if you are a customer, you will get the email, maybe not. Um, what are my thoughts on blue art painting? I don't know about blue art painting, Roger. I do believe that certain paintings are assets as well, but blue art painting is not, something that I know a lot about. I can Google it real quick, or that I've researched. Um, I don't know. It looks really cool. That's all I can tell you, Roger. My business point. Roger and I both said we're gonna be up waiting on that email. Maybe blue art painting, Roger, is something you can inform me about. But this one that I do know about, the scary night. Let me pull that up if I can. Um, the portrait of was produced by ancient Egyptians. This is the one I really, really, really love. This was the history and meaning behind the color of the blue art. Thank you, Red Star, Blue Chip Top 10 and Top 25. Thank you for clarifying it for him or her. I don't know. It said husband and wife is watching. I love this because it's a portrait of Joseph and the 11 stars that he saw in Genesis. And you all know that my numbers are 1111. But this was the first blue color produced by ancient Egyptians, and that's the double 2200 BC, in an effort to create a permanent pigment that can be applied to a variety of surfaces. And the color continued to evolve. Its calming natural elements like the sky and clear water have solidified the universal favorite amongst artists. A blue period where all of his paintings were created shades of blue green to create a subdued melancholic colonic atmosphere. I just know this is one of my favorite because it's of Joseph and the 11 stars, which is just a whole nother live stream for another day about what did Joseph's dreams with the 11 stars, why the number 11, the 11 stars bowing down to him. But I don't know, just from Googling it, it looks like I guess you would have to know the artist, like, and you would have to know something about portrait and painting. Again, it's not something that I'm invested in, but you got the chat with Bozeman, Black Panther, teal, blue, orange. That's something, and as I mentioned, that I'm turning 44 on Mondays, September the 26th. That's something that Jay-Z brought out in his album, the 444, right? 444 album, about investing in artwork, right? Um, and investing in land, and revealing why the Jews own all the land in America, about the importance of credit, right? But I may research blue art painting. It looks very cool, and yeah. Chaswick Bozeman, I see something in blue art painting for him that's going for like $3K, $3,000. But yeah, artwork is not something that I'm familiar with. Yeah. But it looks like it could be a great investment if you're familiar with that, you study and research. Okay, thank you. You're in. Thank you, Soapbox Willie. Red Star 7311 says here in New Orleans they're having a Van Golf 3D immersive experience. Wow. Okay. Cool. Cool. Enjoy that. Be a part of that. But I'm sitting and waiting by my email for this Queen Elizabeth silver coin. So you know, um, if you're a wealth ambassador, maybe customers, I don't know, you should receive that email as well. Check it out, Queen of Coin Silver, where you can invest in silver and get residual income. Also, text cash flow for an offer to also help you get residual income. You can earn up to $1,000 a day of residual income with digital assets working from home. So you can have money to multiply your investments 2x, 3x, 5x, or 10x. People, we have to stop investing, then sweating the investment because we don't have the cash flow. You all be safe. Allison said it was there in Philly, right? It was fabulous. So thank you all for being a community. It's getting late my time, and I'm kind of be up for watching the email. So let me get off, right? You all be safe, be blessed, and be prosperous. Be prosperous, because the Lord, the Bible says that the Lord make us no says Deuteronomy 28 that that we're given the power to get wealth. Also, right, that the wealth of the wicked is anyone that does not leave an inheritance for his children. I don't know. It depends on what I mean. Let me look real quick. Let me log into my. It depends on what silver you're buying. I mean, prices range. Depends on what silver you're buying on the website. Let me go into the member shop. They may have released it uh, without without sending the email. I don't see it. It. Oh my God. It. I mean, a 1 ounce of gold right now is Jesus Christ. Can you let me answer one question? How much gold? How many silvers? I don't know what you mean by how many silvers. Um, Go on the website. Yeah. I think this is a spammer. Somebody Africa has everything. I don't know what that means. I think you're a spammer. But let's go. Anyway, people like Looney Tunes or the children do Daffy Duck, Peanuts collection. So I mean it varies. Anything with Queen Elizabeth like this, with her portrait on it, for people that love horses. I have a cousin that races horses and is into that. So I of course purchased him this for $24.97. And it's dual fold with Queen Elizabeth portraits on it. Back in stock, the Silver Tree of Life. Some people like Albert Einstein and also the Great Britain. This is under $30. The last year that will be in stock. The Marge and Maggie Simpson coin is really cool, and it also has Queen Elizabeth portrait on it as well. Now, this is Solomon, Ram's Horn, the third chakra, if you're into that, with the Queen Elizabeth portrait. That's $149 on the website. And Australia coat of arms. This is a beautiful piece. I don't know if you all can see that, but Queen Elizabeth is right here under the lion, the Canadian polar bear. So I don't see the special edition of the Queen Elizabeth, so it has not been released. But usually they allow on only so much per household, right? Also, if you're into gold back notes, 597, 24 karat gold for. I might order this for my daughter. She said she wanted some gold money. So this is 24K. Then you can get the a 1/10 ounce of gold bullion for $297. So just peruse the website, right? It's just different prices based off of what you're looking for and what you want. So they haven't released the new of the Queen. Yeah, it is some great stuff. Yeah, me too, Roger. Good night, you all. As you can see, I'm getting tired. It is some great stuff on the website. So go to queenofcoinsilver.com. I'm waiting on that email to drop too. So only insiders will get that email. If you're not registered in the system, get in. You all be safe. Keep stacking, understanding. Shemitah is here. Energy crisis is going to happen. Expect fuel crisis to go up. Stack your food, your water, food that has long shelf life, and convert your cryptocurrency, right? Not cryptocurrency, but as much cash as you have into sound money, because it's going to be used to reset the currency system, right? Or you can just keep watching me and keep allowing me to be your entertainment, and you can do nothing to prepare yourself for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. You all are in NOLA. Be safe. Thank you, Soapbox Willie. You all hit that like button, whatever you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you're not looking to invest, at least share the video. There may be someone, your friends or family member, who want to invest and prepare for the great reset. Right? Some of you have been following me way too long to not even have 1 ounce of silver. I'm not mad at you. Your decision. Everybody has the right to decide how they're going to live spiritually and financially and mentally and emotionally. I'm just not taking any chances. I'm preparing myself for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. God bless you, and